Ambition means to me following your dreams, following what you're passionate about, and that could be anything, depending on the individual. And it doesn't have to be about being the next best, biggest, great storyline leader in society or in your community. It is just about being happy within yourself and making sure that you just do everything you can to follow what you're passionate about. I think that's in a nutshell for me.
So are you ambitious?
I'm passionate. I think I'd use that more to describe it. I'm really passionate about various causes, and I'm passionate about making sure that my people achieve and succeed as we always have done, and to sort of break through that stereotype that, that's not for us. So I'd say I'm very passionate about that, and so with that comes a drive that can be perceived to be ambition. I suppose for me the word ambition feels too much about self versus I think passion can be wider than that. It can be about more than yourself. It's about everything around you and how you can influence and help great things happen. And I think that's the only reason why I personally didn't use the word ambitious, just purely because it felt like it was an ego thing or a self just for one person. But yeah, I think if you're passionate and then you get good wins along the way and great things happen, people could perceive that as you being ambitious.
Why do you think you're this way?
I don't really know, but I think it's just sort of who I am. It's kind of, I think we're all born just with who we are, and I think that's a part of who I am, to always be passionate, to get excited about causes, to want to be part of a positive movement, as well as in that earlier story I told you, I think it was the talk that was always around me around always giving it a go and being able to believe in yourself. And there is a part, and this is a bit of self part, that when you do achieve something, you do get that feeling within inside yourself that you just feel so good. I suppose it could be akin to like an adrenaline rush, you sort of do have that moment of just feeling really great that you've managed to do something. Yeah.
Can you describe for me the most ambitious person that you know other than yourself?
Yeah, you know what, I know, if I can put it into two camps, I know some very ambitious people within the business context. But when I think about it being wider than an individual being ambitious, I do sort of really think about some people who are leaders within themselves that I haven't always thought of them as ambitious per se, but I do think, and it's not about I think the big names, because I'll put a couple of names in there. It's about Uncle Api Mahuika. I think about him as being so driven and passionate for Ngāti Porou people and so selfless in doing that. And I look at him and I would think, I wouldn't use the word ambitious, but I was like, there was someone who just was unrelenting in their in where they wanted things to go. I think about Sir H.K. Ngata. I mean, he's was one of the first Māori accountants, and I think about him and all that he brought, and constantly, right up until it was only about the year before he died, he was still writing submissions to government. He was still thinking. He was still trying to make a difference for the better good. And then I think of, I have to say it, I'm not sure if it's ambitious is the word, but I think about my grandfather. So he has just turned 88, and he has always been someone who's just loved life and enjoyed life. And it's not been about being the next greatest leader or, being known for anything great. He's just grabbed life, lived it, loved it, and he still himself is surprised that he's still alive, because he had a phase in his life as a heavy smoker, and he sort of stopped smoking when he was in his 50s. But he's also enjoyed a drink, and he enjoys good food, and I look at that and I think, that's the essence of what life's about. It is about that sort of being able to get, sorry, I'm just thinking about my pops, I get all emotional, but being able to get to that old age for our people where you can actually say, shit, it was fun.